Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shiba. If you're new here, thank you for coming. Thank you for clicking on this video. So today's video is going to be on a topic that is very important, and it's a topic that I realize that a lot of people do not know about. It's a topic that covers finance and monitoring and managing your finance as a creative or as a creative entrepreneur. And I've realized that this is actually very important, and a lot of people do not know this. And that's because of something that happened recently. So basically, I do business consultation, and then a particular client that I had, I was discussing and telling him different things about starting a business and basically how to start, answering his questions. And then I made mention of having a financial structure, and then it got him curious and wanted to know more about that. Like what's a financial structure, what's a financial plan, and all of that. So I decided to explain to him, and I explained to him how I handle mine. And I told him that I use Excel to manage mine because I couldn't find any software that I can use that is affordable for a startup, and to be able to monitor and track my finance, so calculate how much I should spend, how much I should invest, and monitor my spending and all of that for my business. So I didn't find any platform that was helping me do that, and I opted for Excel. So I basically sat down and did a particular structure and following my financial plan. So I did everything on Excel, and I automated it. So when I input my income, everything else for me calculates, like how much I should pay salary, partners returns, the capital of my business, and follows accounting principles, income and expense, and closing and opening balance, all of that. So when I told him, he was like, "Oh, can he have it?" And stuff like that. So yeah, why not? That's cool. So I basically told him that I should give me some time to prepare it for him to be able to use it, because my own figures were in it. So while that was happening, I realized that a lot of people actually would need this. So I talked about it on my Instagram story, and people actually did reach out to me and ask about it. I actually did a tutorial on YouTube. I will link the video in the card so you guys can check it out. And I showed basically the Excel and how I use it to monitor my finance and all. And people actually gave good feedback. So I decided to sell it. So I'm going to continue this story at the end of this video, but let me just run through the financial plan and basically what that plan is, and how to come about the plan, and how you can use it to monitor your spending and make sure that you don't fail in business. Because if you do not plan your money well, you'll be spending anyhow, and you won't be able to grow, and your business can eventually fail. Okay, someone actually told me that his business actually failed because he didn't know how to manage his money and markets. So I'm going to be focusing on the money part. So a financial plan is just very simple. It's a plan for your finance. Okay, your financial plan is a plan that you make or that you follow as regards to your money, how you spend it and how you invest, basically how you spend that money when it comes. So it's actually very simple. It's very simple. If money comes into my hand now, how do I want to spend it? So basically, you want to sit down, and think about it. I use percentage because my inflow of income, this actually even works for your personal finance. It doesn't have to be business only. So for my personal finance now, money comes in on different levels at different times. Like I don't have a fixed amount of money that comes in every month, because I'm a creative, and some months money will not come in, some months money will come in, and all that. So I use percentage to gauge mine. But if you're the type of person that I actually feel percentage is the best, because if you use percentage, you will be able to fit in any level of income or amount of money into that percentage. So when money comes in, that income is called 100%. Okay, so how am I going to break down 100% through various things that I spend my money for? Now, the reason why you want to plan is because when you are planning, your mind is actually set and settled to make wise decisions for your money. So if you are planning the money, you know that yes, you should invest and you should save. Whereas if the money comes in and you just start using the money, you notice that you're just spending, and you're not benefiting, you're not growing your income. So when you sit down to plan, basically you list out all the things that you want to use your money for. So in my case, I'm going to use mine as an example so you can understand. So for my business, this also works for personal finance. So for my business pays tithes. Okay, so I have 10% tithes. And then I also save. I I have a percentage going to savings, I have a percentage going to insurance. That's even if I'm not registered with any insurance company right now, I'm still gathering that funds, and then when it's time to register, I have enough money to register for insurance. So I also put out money, separate money for insurance. Then I have money for expenses. So these are expenses that are not planned for. They are called miscellaneous basically. This particular breakdown I'm giving is for the profits. Okay, your income is equal to your cost plus your profit, right? And your cost of production basically is how much you used to spend, how much you spend to make whatever product you're selling. Okay, and then your profit is how much you basically add on top as benefits for you doing that service or the products that you're selling. Okay, so that profit is the one that we're breaking down right now. Okay, so that profit is 100%, and then we're breaking it down to tithes. I've already mentioned tithes, savings, insurance, and expenses. So for a business, I will pay salary, and there's also an amount of money that goes back to investors and partners depending on the system that you're using for your business. So mine is partnership, so it's partners returns or partners benefits, whatever you want to call it. So a particular percentage goes to that. Then I have a percentage called capital return. This particular amount of money is what goes back into the capital of the business, or the money that I'm using to make my product. So this is in order for me to grow my production rate, like how many shoes I can produce per batch. So if I made 100 shoes, I sold 100 shoes. If I add back from my profits to the capital, I should be able to make 150 shoes next time, and then I keep growing like that. So now that I've written down every single thing, I've broken down my profits and how it's going to be used, I basically group it into money that I can spend and money that I should invest. Okay, so out of everything that I've listed now, one that I can spend definitely is miscellaneous and expenses, my cost of production, and the money that I put back into the cost of production for to basically double my production rates. Okay, that's my capital return. So that's money that I can spend. Now, even from that money that I can spend, I take back a particular amount to keep it as reserve, to sort of make it more difficult to go into bankruptcy basically. So bankruptcy is a state where your business doesn't have money anymore and you are in debt. Okay, so if there is any case of loss of property or you made a huge loss, right, you still have money somewhere that would help you to bounce back into business, instead of having nothing left and then you are now looking for where to borrow money from and all that stuff. So to avoid such things, I basically have a reserve from the amount of money that I can spend. Now the ones that I shouldn't spend is my savings, my insurance. You can also put a section for investment, like if it's a personal financial plan you're doing, you won't have insurance, or it's good to have insurance and savings, but you can also add investments, because if for a business now you have salary and partners return, you can switch that up with investments. Do you understand? Insurance, savings. If I want to put investment there, I can also add investment, and that one exactly. And that capital limit can also be invested. Depends on the kind of investment you're doing. I advise that you do an investment that is not risky or has high risk, so that your money doesn't go one day, because high risk investments, your money can actually not come back, like you can lose that money. So you can use platforms like PiggyVest. Like for me, I use PiggyVest, so I just put the money in PiggyVest, and I also put it in dollars, because Naira is losing value day by day, and I don't want to be among people that will lose all my money at the end of the day. So I put it in dollars, I invest my money in dollars. So I just leave it there. It's generating interest on a daily basis, not anything serious, and it's not even that much. But as long as it's not reducing in value, then that's a good thing. So that's money that I would invest. So I have touched on money that I would spend and money that I will invest. Now, there's now the salary and partners return. Now, those two has to go to people who deserve it, salary. By the way, I also want to mention that if you are the founder of a business, you are still supposed to pay yourself salary, because especially if you are doing the job of somebody, because like if you do your organization hierarchy and all that, you know that there's some roles that you're taking up, so you should definitely pay yourself. Until when all the roles running your business have been occupied by other people, then you won't pay yourself anymore. But as long as you're doing work in the business, like you're working and you're also the owner of the business, then you're supposed to get benefit from both. Okay, right? So that being said, there's salary and there's partners return. So those two will go to whoever needs to go to. Now, those particular ones in my own accounting structure and everything, I also broke those ones down to percentage, because I still pay my employees in percentage, so I broke those ones down to percentage. So all this that I've explained now is your financial plan, and something that you should stick to and also use. Like, you have to be disciplined and actually follow it. Now, if you borrow money, it's called borrowing. Yes, if you take money from, if you spend money from your investments, it's called borrowing. You're borrowing from your investments. Okay, you should have it in mind that you will pay it back. That's the discipline that comes with having a financial plan, and it's very, very good because it helps you grow financially. Okay, now that being said, let's now finish my story. So basically, I told him about the Excel that I did. So that Excel worksheet, yeah, it's a worksheet. The Excel worksheet that I made, what it does is basically calculate all of that I just said for me automatically, right? And I basically give it to my accountant. That's when I had one, because I did have an accountant once. So once I've done all that and I've recorded, it also has a section to record your expenses. So once I've recorded my expenses, it's going to deduct from the amount of money that I can spend. So it's telling me that yes, I don't have much money to spend again. It's reducing. So that's where the balancing of the account comes in. So then after giving it to the accountant, they will generate the account statements. So there are 5 account statements compulsory that should be generated for every business, or any, whether it's a person or a business or anything. So I give that to her, she does it. But now that I don't have one, I started thinking about it. It's very, very important, because that's what you give to the auditor to audit, when you want to submit to CAC or you give to any professional entity and all. And that statement is actually very important. But we'll get to that maybe in another video. I'll talk more about that in another video. But for this video now, what I want to tell you guys is the surprise that I have. So basically, I announced about this Excel thing on my story, and a lot of people really needed, like, they wanted it. People reached out to me, asked me how they can get it, all that stuff. So I put it up for sale, and the second day on the sale, I took it down. Okay, and the reason why I took it down was because someone reached out to me and he said, why don't we make it into an app or a web app? Okay, something that people can come the app and use it. Basically, it's more organized and it's away from Excel. Do you understand? And using the Excel is even more tedious than using the app. It was a yearly worksheet I did. So in one worksheet you have January to December. When that year runs to an end, you have to copy the file and start deleting all the figures from your previous year to make everything back to 0, and then start using it again. And then the way I did the templates is suiting my own financial plan. Your own financial plan may be different from mine, so you have to now sit down and start changing all the formulas and all of that. So he was like, why don't you just make it into an app? So I was like, yeah, that's fine and good. So the name of the app is Plotter. The app is still under construction, obviously. Like, this just happened last week, so it's something that is being worked on right now. But we have a you can join the waiting list for this app before it launches. The waiting list, if you join the waiting list, basically you get some free benefits when the app launches. So if you want to join the waiting list for this app, you need it, and you need it for your personal finance or your business finance. Click the link in the description. Yeah, you can click it and just put in your email address and your name, and that's all. And we'll reach out to you and send you your special offer. And when the app launches, you'll be the first to know. Yeah, so the name of the app is Plotter, by the way. Plotter. I also put the Instagram handle down below, though we haven't put any content yet, but we're going to start putting more content on how to grow your finance and all of that, based on things that I've learned, and also try and invite other experts to come talk to you guys on financing and how you can use finance to grow and push your business forward. So that being said, that's the end of this video. This is actually something very, very nice. Like, I'm happy about this because it's a problem that I have to, like, I actually need this app too. So it's not even me. I'm just genuinely trying to, like, make everyone benefit from it. There's no other app that can do this, that can manage, like, help you to do your financial plan, record your finance, and automatically calculate everything that you need for you, and also generate bank statements. Like, there's so many things that this app can do for a business, for a person. It's also suitable for NGOs, sole proprietorships, partnerships, businesses that have subsidiaries, personal finance. It's a very, very large system, but we're going to take it little by little and bit by bit. So when the first part launches, then we'll let you guys know. Those that join the waiting list will know first, definitely. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you've learned something, and I hope this video is actually a very good solution to you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in my next one. Subscribe.